Thousands of Disney Plus accounts have been compromised, but there's an easy way to secure your info. A new study shows the hidden benefit to having a jam session behind the wheel and how your diet could be the key to preventing hearing loss. 12 at 12 starts right now. 12 minutes, no commercials on TV and on the go on the 12 News app, Facebook and YouTube. Hey guys, it's Tram here. Let's get straight to today's talker. Is it a matter of safety or crossing a line? Several states are now offering courses for teachers to learn how to shoot a gun in response to an active shooter situation. So we're asking you, should teachers be taught how to use a gun in the classroom? Cast your vote right now at 12news.com/bullhorn or comment down below if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. The results just minutes away. Our big story right now, severe weather is headed our way fast. Crystal is here, and Crystal, it's not just rain, right? We could be looking at snow too.
A whole mixed bag of weather. Heads up, there's a blustery batch of storms that has its sights set on us. Yuma, Ajo, points south of Tucson have already been caught in the crosshairs, and now Casa Grande, Maricopa, Buckeye, it's got your name on it next. These storms are pushing towards the north, and they are hauling. They should be here in the valley within the next hour or two, and the main risk that tops the list is flash flooding because it's a lot of rain, just like that with the snap of a finger. Lightning and strong winds. Some winds have been popping around 40 miles an hour. That is a big concern. Dust storm and even some small hail being squeezed out of those clouds and plopping down on the ground. So those are all risks we're going to run. Snow levels start off way high. This is strictly a rainmaker at the start. 10,000 feet for that snow level today. Then tomorrow it drops to 8,000 feet, then all the way crashing down to 6,000 feet tomorrow night into Thursday. This means nearly 2 feet of snow for our ski resorts. Some White Mountain communities could see more than a foot of snow, and Flagstaff could wind up with 4 to 8 inches of that fresh powder pasted. Hey, by the way, just in time for the opening of Arizona Snow Bowl on Friday. You know, the slopes are going to be ready for action. So eyes to the sky here in the PM hours tonight. Thunderstorms mixed in with the rain. The threat continues through Friday morning. We still could have a last-minute shower storm then. Windy conditions tomorrow too, and fog might even sneak its way into the forecast. Then finally, we dry up just in time for the weekend. Tram.
All right, Crystal, thank you. Hashtag most clicked now. Here are the stories piquing everyone's interest right now. All eyes on Washington this morning as the House Intelligence Committee began the second week of public hearings in the impeachment inquiry of President Trump. Testifying today, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, the National Security Council's expert of Ukraine, as well as Jennifer Williams, a national security aide assigned to Vice President Mike Pence's office. Looking ahead, Congress has their work cut out for them with 2 more witnesses still on the docket for today, 3 more tomorrow, and 1 more on Thursday. All of those hearings will be public and streamed live right here on air, as well as our website, 12news.com and the 12 News app. Our number 2 most clicked story, controversy inside the Mesa Public School system as the board takes steps to fire Superintendent Dr. Ember Conley. One major hurdle before Conley moves on, the school district has to deal with paying her for the remaining 2 years on a $225,000 per year contract. Board members and a district spokeswoman gave no reason for the decision other than to say it wasn't disciplinary and didn't involve a criminal matter. One of the major rideshare companies could be leaving Sky Harbor for good next year. Lyft has told 12 News it's currently talking to Sky Harbor about that proposed rate hike on rides to and from the airport. The Phoenix City Council will vote next month on whether to raise prices on such rides. Keeping you safe now, we have a concerning heads up for Disney Plus subscribers. Thousands of Disney Plus accounts have reportedly been stolen by hackers and put up for sale on the dark web. Just hours after the service was launched, hackers took over accounts and were either offering them for free or selling them for as much as $11. Reports say it's likely some users may have the same email and password for multiple sites, and that information could have been stolen during previous breaches at other companies. So if you use the same password all the time, you may want to change it. Let's save you money now. The ongoing streaming service war may have claimed its first victim, your wallet. Hulu announced it's raising the price of its live TV streaming service to $54.99 a month. The new price structure goes into effect December 18th. It's a 22% increase from the $44.99 a month it currently costs. Hulu said the updated price better reflects all that's included with the service. This price increase comes just after Disney's new streaming service, Disney Plus, which doesn't include live television. Only on 12 News now, we continue our 420 special series where we take a look at 4 states to watch in 2020 as marijuana legalization sweeps the nation. Mark is braving the cold in Chicago to bring you the facts on communities where recreational pot is legal or about to be.
Hey guys, Chicago falls into the about to be category. On January 1st, the curtain goes up on legalized pot in Illinois. So we came here to get a sense of how ready Chicago is to roll out the green welcome mat. Chicago, the roaring 20s, bootleg booze, machine guns, and the rise of America's fascination with gangsters like Al Capone. The Windy City has always been at odds with prohibition. First with alcohol, which led to the rise of guys like Capone, and now, years later, prohibition is once again about to come to an end. This time for pot.
You know, getting ready for it every single day, and we'll definitely be ready January 1st.
Paul Lee is one of the partners in a medical dispensary that's getting ready to open its doors to all comers. And while Chicago has always been known for pizza and hot dogs, you can soon add cannabis to that list.
I think it's going to be a party. It's going to be a second party after New Year's.
Brendan Riley is the vice mayor of Chicago, and he makes no bones about the fact that Illinois wants a piece of the green pie.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry already in the states that have legalized it. So we're looking to this not as the absolute solution to our problems, but certainly one of the key components to plugging some major revenue gaps that we have.
And it happened fast. Back on June 25th of this year, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the legislation that legalized pot. And state agencies and growers were put on a 180-day clock to get everything in place. But here's what sets Illinois apart. It strives to make sure that the pot law isn't only green, but also black and brown.
Yeah, equity was a really important component of the state law in Illinois. Part of it includes expunging the records of those folks who had nonviolent marijuana-related convictions.
The idea is twofold: to create financial opportunities for minority owners in the cannabis industry, and to rethink America's war on drugs and those who were swept up in it.
I'm for, law and order and getting the bad guys for sure. But when you look at struggling neighborhoods, the local economy is selling marijuana. And so folks were being convicted by the droves. And we had a lot of folks incarcerated for not hurting anyone.
So the landscape is about to change here in the Windy City. With the January 1st opening bell, there are questions about supply meeting the expected demand. Lawmakers want Illinois to be a blueprint for equality, although some think, despite good intentions, Chicago's minorities may not be on a level playing field. And from where the vice mayor sits, in a city already full of tourists, legal cannabis will be just another part of the city's allure.
The art, our wonderful museum institutions, the architecture, our architecture tours, our food. I mean, we're a restaurant capital of the world. Those are all things, I think, that would be enhanced if we allow this extra bit of tourism economy to occur here.
Some of the social equity idea is also in one of the proposals for legalization in Arizona. But just like Illinois, there's a real question about whether small mom and pop shops can enter an industry where major businesses are already taking hold. Next week, we're back with our 420 coverage, taking a look at the 4th state to watch in 2020. That's our home, Arizona. 2 competing groups hope to convince you to legalize pot in Arizona. A closer look at the facts, more important to everyone across the state. That's next week, only on 12 News. Guys, have a great day.
All right, Mark, thanks. Checking your pulse on health now. Listen up. Literally. Turns out a healthy diet may lower your risk of hearing loss. Researchers looked at more than 2 decades of diet info from more than 3,000 people. Their hearing was also tested over a 3-year period. The people who ate mostly veggies, fruits, and whole grains were less likely to experience hearing loss. They also had a lower risk of developing heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, or suffer from an early death. A new report shines light on possibly misleading treatment for memory loss patients. Statin medications appear to have no impact. Australian researchers followed more than 1,000 older adults for 6 years. They found statin medications appear to have no impact, and the study showed that statin users had similar total brain volume, memory, and overall cognition when compared to those who did not take the meds. And have you ever just gotten in your car and jammed out? A study out of the UK found that jam sessions will not only reduce your stress, it'll also relieve some pressure on your heart. If you're not sure what to listen to calm your nerves, try some classical music. A little Beethoven never hurt anybody, especially when you are stuck in rush hour traffic on I-10. Let's get back to today's talker. We're asking you, should teachers be taught how to use a gun in the classroom? Several states now offering courses for teachers to learn how to shoot in response to an active shooter situation. 37% of you say yes, 63% say no. Keep voting on 12news.com/Bullhorn, and those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, feel free to comment down below. Time now for the look ahead, the stories you'll be talking about a little later on today. One local school district is no longer going to teach sex ed to their 5th graders, instead putting that responsibility on parents. So how young is too young to learn the birds and the bees? We'll get to the facts on 12 News first at 4. And right now, we've just gotten word that there is a dust advisory for the Gila Bend area. Visibility is less than a mile. That's your 12 at 12. The facts on everything you need to know in just 12 minutes. No commercials. We're always on, anywhere, anytime on 12news.com, the 12 News app, and our socials as well. We'll see you back here again soon. Now let's check in with Desiree to see what's next on Arizona Midday.
Coming up on Arizona Midday, we're so lucky we have iconic